So is Rick gonna be the one to get hurt? Let me know down below, y'all. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review live at Chess for General Hospital, March 27, 2025. Okay, y'all. So first things first, let me know your thoughts on today's episode down below. Look. Okay, so at the end of the episode, Ava had came home and Rick was already there, and she ends up confronting him about, parking in her spot or whatever. And he was explaining why he did it, and she said something about it. She said her husband was on the street. So when they showed Christina, wasn't she in like I want to say a garage or something like that when she was about to do whatever she was about to do? And I said, oh my goodness. So is it going to be Rick or is it going to be Rick and Ava? Let me know down below, y'all, because I haven't seen no spoilers. I just seen that promo on Monday morning. That's what I seen it. But yeah, we're going to start with Alexis and Diane. So basically, Alexis was just laying on the floor. So Diane was checking on her. Then she ends up revealing that she's going to make a truce with Rick. Rick ends up showing up. Hold on, did I write that down? About Rick, I didn't add him at the top, so we're gonna finish with them. With Rick, he ends up showing up and he ends up apologizing first. He ends up apologizing for his behavior, revealing that he talked to Cody and he made him see that what they've been doing has been hurting their daughter. So they both agree the same thing. They shake hands. Diane has them shake hands or whatever. So I think that's all that happened with them. Molly ends up showing up, and that's when she reveals that they basically squashed everything. Did Diane say that Rick's real name was Richard? Let me know down below. But yeah, that's all that happened with them. I want to go to Molly and them next because I don't agree with the fact that she always got to be the one to go seek out Christina. And even when she was seeking out Christina, she paused and taking her time. I said, you the reason why you said all this in motion. You did. You could have been honest with her. You could have told her how you feel or something, but you did not. You went behind her back and everything. You still be disrespectful every time. The only time when she want things to go her way or Molly to be on her side, that's when she be like, our daughter. That's when she said our daughter. Any other time be like, my daughter. But yeah, we just gonna do that later. Elizabeth was on the phone with Lucas. They was talking about the Portia situation. Lucky and her was just having dinner, and that's when he asked her to go out of town. A lot of people are speculating that that's when Christina gonna do the stupid stuff. But then they showed, I don't know if Christina she must gonna stick around because Lucky gonna be like, Christina, what did you do? I know that was his voice. Who said that, but I could be wrong though. Lucas and Stella, she ends up getting a test for kidney disease. Tracy's supposed to be at the hospital on tomorrow's episode, so I'm wondering if she also gonna get tested or what. Then, on the trailer for tomorrow's episode, they showed them from get ready to tear down the family crib. And they saying how there's nothing you could do. And they said something about Emma's supposed to do something crazy. That ain't what they said, but basically that's what they said. And I said, I know she ain't gonna stand in front of y'all know what they do on movies and stuff when they be trying to stop them from tearing it down and they jump in front of it or something like that. I wonder if that's what she gonna do, and then Gio gonna try to join her or what. But yeah, Jordan, Isaiah, and then Brick, because he came at the end of the episode. And he said something that I've been wondering as well, because y'all know I was suspicious of Isaiah from the get-go. I wonder if he going to end up being a bad guy. But yeah, I think Brick said that for a reason. We finna get ready to dive into his family and everything. But yeah, Isaiah and Jordan, they had came back from the gym, I think. They came back from somewhere. But yeah, they was just talking. And they was talking about Laura. And Jordan ends up revealing to Isaiah that she actually agrees with Royal about Laura's connection to Sonny, about how she was married. She would make Sonny pay. And I said, you didn't make him pay when you used the, what they called? What was it? It wasn't chief, was it? Commissioner. Well, you was commissioner. I said, y'all always say how y'all gonna make this man pay. And y'all if y'all do get a chance to arrest him, he don't never do no doggone time. I think originally they were saying something about he claustrophobic, and that's why everybody was taking a fall for him. Not everybody, but that's just what I'm saying. And I was like, well, you shouldn't be doing the crime then. But yeah, she's talking about if she was married. I said, don't let this man get in your head. Because the fact that, I don't know, I just be considering the fact if somebody was trying to go behind somebody's back and stuff like that, then what make you think they'll be loyal to you? But yeah, because, on yesterday's episode, if you didn't see it, the congressman dude was telling Jordan something about she'll be a better married. And I was like, how she knows he ain't just trying to get her to switch up on Laura and expose her or something just so he could swoop in. But Jordan was just saying how she doesn't think Laura would ever see Sonny for who he is. And I said, just say you want the girl job. Just say you want to be married. Then she was saying how I never, try to take Laura's job from her. I was like, okay, yeah. She told me she'll make him pay. I said, y'all barely could catch criminals when you was chief of commissioner. When you was commissioner or whatever, they always be like, I'll do a better job. And I'll do this and I'll do that. And once again, they always find a way to they talk all that noise. Then next thing you know, they go to Sonny and Jason or whoever to go saving somebody. And I said, no, if they a criminal, right? You supposed to stay as far away from these folks as possible. Well, yeah, that's how they was talking about. Brick ends up showing up with flowers. I was like, dude, give it up. I was like, give it up, sir. He done brought her flowers and stuff in his purple suit. Talking about some, what did he say? He seen Isaiah at the back or whatever. Look, he got up fast. Then he got up fast. He walked up there or whatever. And she was like, don't tell nobody that her and Isaiah, dating because, they keeping a secret for a specific reason. And before he left, he was like, he heard about Isaiah's family or something. So for his sake, what he said, for his sake, it better just be them, or you better not find out he involved, some type of thing he said. And I was like, I've been suspicious of Isaiah. Now I did, before they did the Cyrus storyline, I was saying, was he responsible for the whole Lulu situation? Remember when her machine had got unplugged? Because he was in, didn't they say he was in the room? He was the last person in the room, and they was asking him what happened. Yeah, that's why I thought he was involved. But no, they said Cyrus was the one who did it. But yeah, who else we got? Felicia and Sasha. Hold on, let me scratch out Isaiah Jordan now. Felicia and Sasha. She's still over here. I said, Felicia, please give it a rest. Golly. She's still trying to put Sasha baby daddy information on file. She was like, so since we last talked, it's came out. It has come out. They said my order on the way. It has came out, who your father is. Have you given any thought about putting this information on file? I was like, please leave her alone. How many times you got to tell y'all she want to do this herself? But she was talking to Sasha, supposed to be talking to somebody on tomorrow's episode. And she telling them, you can't tell anybody that she saw this. So I wonder who she was talking to and what she was talking about. But she ends up calling Jason. Then, before that, what did she say? Have you thought about getting his name on the birth certificate? Girl, if she don't want his medical records... I said, if she don't want his medical records on file, why would she want his name on the birth certificate? Make it make sense. But yeah, she was like, she basically said that. Sasha basically said, but then she ends up calling Sasha. Sasha calls Sasha. Sasha ends up calling Jason. I think she got his voicemail, and she was saying that it's something they have to handle. So I'm wondering if she's saying she want him to sign the birth certificate, or she's saying she want him to get word out to, they said, dog, they delivered that fast. If she wants him to get word out to Michael, or is she trying to go there to see Michael? I was like, okay, it's time for the secret to come out now, because y'all too careless, and it's just time. People over here in business that don't concern them, it's only a matter of time. Nina and Ava. Nina went to see Ava. I don't think they got a chance to really talk, because Ava said she had to go take Avery, and she was in a rush. And Nina seen that. She was like, you know what? I just think it's good that Avery sees her parents getting along. And Sonny's very, focused on timing. And I just want this and that. And she just full of crap. And by Nina's face, she knew it. Christina, Molly, Ava, Avery. Okay, so with them, like I said, Molly came. She said she found out through Alexis that she was at Sonny's place. But she came basically because she misses her sister. She missed Sam. And she was just bringing up the fact that Christina's still here. And she was just trying to reach out to her and let her know, she missed her. She want her back in her life. And she know that all this stuff has happened, but she's still willing, to try again. And I hate that they keep doing this, because Molly herself, they done had her say how it's always about Christina this and Christina that, and she don't like what Alexis do when it comes to Christina and her or whatever. But you still over here, why they got her over here trying to make amends, ain't that what they call it? And she the one always doing something, she ain't got no doggone business. But I'm wondering also, I gotta say this because I didn't write this down either. When they showed, I did write down Ava, Reed, Christina. We'll just talk about that then. But, yeah, and Christina finally said it's a little bit like she missed her too and all this other stuff. And they end up hugging. And then they playing this Davis girls night. And Alexis was invited by Molly. I forgot that part too. But, yeah, that's all that happened with them. And then that's when it was a knock at the door. And I was like, who's showing up to Sunny house? I forgot Ava said she was bringing Ava. I said, who's showing up to Sunny house? And he all the way over there at the office. But it was just Ava bringing Avery. And then I think Christina had Molly take what's the girl name? I just forgot already. Avery to Flora, the nanny. Take her to the nanny or whatever. And I said, here they go. But instead, Christina was just opening the door. She opened the door for her to leave. Why Ava? She do the same stuff. They both ain't learned dilly freaking squat. But yeah, I said neither one of them have learned anything. I was suspecting Christina was gonna say something smart, but instead, so Christina opened the door for Ava. Why she stayed right there to my son. So it was quite a scene or something the other day with Sonny, some type of way she put it. And I was like, oh, here they go. I was like, here, I'll sing both of them. Then she was like, so what's going on with him? Has he seen a doctor? Just asking questions or whatever. Then I think wasn't that when she told Christina something about she's gonna end up having full custody, because when she tell her lawyer about what happened, when she tells what happened to Sonny or whatever, how he passed out and all this other stuff, so he got health issues going on. I was like, oh, here they go. Here they freaking go. But Christina didn't say nothing then. She didn't say nothing then or whatever. But we might as well go to Ava now. Then we're going to come back to Jason, and we're going to end with Brooklyn and Chase. So Ava read Christina. So she got back to the house. That's when she was talking to him. Excuse me, talking to him about the parking spot. And I was like, "Dawg, so is something gonna happen to Rick?" Because Rick was like, telling her about his conversation with Alexis, and she was suspecting it to be bad. He was like, "No, it was actually good. We squashed everything. Things are finally turning around for me and the Davis clan or whatever." And then it's a knock at the doggone door, and it's Christina. Somebody said, "This isn't over." What she said? I don't know what she said. Well, she basically said, "This isn't over. Whatever. It's time to finish this once and for all." And I'm like, okay, so is Rick gonna hide in the back room? Because when they showed the preview, I was looking for him. But sometimes they edit stuff so you can't see it. Because well, now that was at first they was trying to hide the fact that they was involved. Now that they don't share custody 50-50, now that they don't agree to share custody 50-50 or whatever, I'm assuming that they don't care who knows. But yeah, on tomorrow's episode, I think she gonna be confronting Ava or something like that. And I was like, so I'm wondering if Rick is gonna be the one to get hurt, or is Ava and Rick gonna be the one to get hurt? Like, what's gonna happen? I just know it sounded like, I'm assuming it's Lucky Voice that's saying, Christina, what did you do or whatever? Because him and Elizabeth spoke been going out of town, so maybe something gonna happen with the car. Somebody gonna get in the wreck, and that's when they gonna see Christina. I don't know how it's gonna play out, y'all. But Jason, Sonny, Brick ends up stopping by to say that they found the man responsible for trying to blow Michael up or whatever, and ends up telling where he at. Jason like, okay, I'm about to head out. Sonny talking about, I'm going too. He like, no, you gotta stay here. You gotta take this surgery or whatever. They both telling him that. He like, no, or whatever. I need to go and handle this. I need to take care of this business. But yeah, so he finally lets him go, or he ain't let him go, but he told him, okay. He said something about maybe it'll be a stress reliever if he goes. And they were saying that, I think Jason was the one that said it's not actually the guy. He was just hired. We got to find who hired him. I said, exactly, because I want to know too. Because at first I was saying, duh, Sidwell, because the way they showed it. Now they done brought Drew into the mix. Then they showed Brendan that day. So I'm like, is everybody in cahoots together or what? But yeah, that's all that happened with them. And lastly, we got Brooklyn and Chase. Look, y'all, I said I like Nice Chase better. They need to stop making him upset. I said they need to stop making him upset, golly. But yeah, let me see. What happened with them? I think he ends up coming in, and I think that's when she reveals that. Because I didn't write down nothing for them at first. At the end, I wrote that he said he wanted to do whatever to keep Brooklyn secret or safe or whatever, but I think he came in. That's when she ends up revealing that Lulu quit or whatever, because he came and he was threatening her and stuff like that, and she was just saying, she happy that he's trying to protect her and stuff like that. But once again, it was confirmed on today's episode, he more so mad that he has to keep the secret, as well as the fact that she has a baby with his best friend. He said that. He basically said that or whatever. But yeah, he was just going off about Lulu or whatever, saying how it doesn't affect her, unlike somebody that has to work with him, and he my best friend. It isn't his best friend, some type of way he put it or whatever. And I was like, yeah, he highly upset. But I said, see, it's too much going on, and I want to know where Lois at. They don't sit up here and send her away, and the storyline just got to going. It just got to going, and she gone. Bring her back. So I'm wondering, once again, if Gio's going to be the one to get hurt with him, or if anybody's going to get hurt, and this was going to lead to Lois coming back, and she going to finally tell the truth about what's what, or what. Some type of way they're going to have to tell the truth. But yeah, they was just talking about Lulu. She need to keep her mouth shut, and just going off about her. And in his anger, you could see that he was upset. He got that his best friend, his wife has a baby by his best friend, knowing that he can't have no baby. And even if he could have a baby by her or give her a baby or whatever, that still bother you if you get your wife got a baby by your best friend, obviously. Then it's the fact that you can't have kids. That's another thing. Then now you got to keep it a secret. And she was just hugging him, letting him know, like, I know what this is doing to you, stuff like that, but you still got to keep the secret. That ain't what she said, but basically, that's basically what that was about. And I said, y'all don't know. Then she's upset at her mama for telling her mama her secret. But, and so keeping it secret, long story short. But now you keeping it, you done revealed the secret to him. And now you still keeping a secret. And then you telling him to keep a secret. But nobody see no error in their ways. But yeah, I don't even think I explained none of that right. I don't think so. But that's it. That's all. Let me know your thoughts down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, do some girls. Stay and be safe.